You're watching ABC7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. Yesterday, Governor Scott signing a sweeping education bill into law.
One of the provisions in the bill would allow a voucher program for students who have been bullied in public school to attend a private school. ABC7's Christopher Brantley has more on what public schools are doing to combat the issue.
As Florida legislators debate how to prevent bullying on school campuses, here at Venice High School, they've started a new program to do just that.
We do have students who report that they feel bullied, and I think it's our job to make sure that every student feels safe and secure on this campus.
To help students feel safe, Venice High School started VHS Connects. It's a class the whole school takes once a week at the same time.
We have mental health counselors on staff and also coming from the outside who come here to support our students.
Students can sign up for whatever VHS Connects class they'd like, including meeting with counselors or fellow students if they're being bullied. Senior Jessica Gonzalez thinks it's working.
VHS Connects has helped that tremendously. I know that the vibe on campus every Monday is completely different.
These days, bullying is less being pushed into lockers and more being pushed online.
There have been a few times where I've seen some mean posts and I do say something and I'll tell the person, or I'll talk about it with the person and ask if they feel okay with what that, someone else had said about them online.
There's also a program called Lunch Buddies. For those students who need a little extra boost, they can get paired up with a new friend.
They come to a guidance counselor. The guidance counselor will notify a select group of students who help the kid acclimate to the school environment.
While it may not stop what someone says behind the keys of a message board, Venice High School hopes VHS Connects will at least provide an extra hand to the students who need it.
It's a starting point, and again, that's something that we're going to continue to build upon and see what kind of gains we can make to support our students.
VHS Connects meets every Monday morning at 10 a.m. for 45 minutes. In Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, thank you so much, Christopher. That education bill also included a provision to strip USF Sarasota Manatee of its accreditation. Now that the measure has been signed by Governor Rick Scott, it eliminates USF Sarasota Manatee's independence by merging all USF's campuses into one system. The bill was promoted as a move toward getting all campuses under the preeminent status that USF is expected to achieve this year. Preeminent status is a category of increased state funding and prestige based on metrics like graduation rates, designed to attract better faculty and better programs. The campus's regional chancellor says this move will help the university grow.
A growing concern across the country is now hitting close to home on the Suncoast. The country is facing its first major teacher shortage since the 1990s. There are several factors causing this shortage here on the Suncoast: the high demand and expectations of teachers and competitive pay. The Manatee County School District says its teachers make $9,000 less than Sarasota County teachers, and both Suncoast counties are losing teachers to Pinellas County schools because of higher pay. A career specialist says there are still fewer teachers to choose from because there are fewer students pursuing careers in education.
We're not near any of the large four-year institutions, so it's a little bit harder to draw students. All these other areas are also looking for teachers, so it's got to be really competitive. I know our educational entities are going out of state to recruit anywhere where they can find teachers, so it's pretty competitive in that field right now.
School officials say the March 20th school referendums asking property owners to pay an additional taxes will help keep and recruit more teachers for both counties instead of losing them.
If you're heading out tonight, you might want to grab a light jacket. Let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Steve Newman. Steve?
You might even want some furs, fake furs, of course, if you're out and want to stay warm, because it is going to be blustery not only tonight, but for the next three nights. In fact, it's going to get cooler night by night as we move through this week, at least for a few days. All because of the first of two cold fronts that are coming through. This one's past us, moving into the Florida Strait. A lot of rain down there, though I wish we would have gotten it. It's now leaving the state, generally a half-inch of rain to an inch of rain in far south Florida. We got only about 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch across our area, but all that's moving out in the Bahamas and down toward Cuba. But the wind persists over the state, and there's a lake wind advisory, which is basically a small craft advisory on land. We also have small craft advisories on the water tonight and tomorrow morning, and a high surf advisory, and also a threat of dangerous rip currents. not a good time to be along the water. It'll be blustery over the whole area tonight. Temperatures cooling off into the 50s, bottoming out into the upper 40s. I'll take a look at our complete forecast for the weekend next weekend, which I think you're going to like. Details on that coming up.
All right, Steve, thank you. A tax package that provides relief for Floridians is passed by state lawmakers. That package contains tax holidays, which will allow Floridians to prepare for the school year and the hurricane season without paying sales taxes. The back-to-school tax holiday on clothes costing $60 or less and school supplies costing $15 or less will happen over 3 days in early August. And then starting June 1st, there will be a 7-day tax holiday on hurricane-related supplies, such as tarps, batteries, and portable generators. Lawmakers had to reallocate some money in response to the mass shooting last month at Stoneman Douglas High School.
No one anticipated the Parkland situation. As a result of that, $400 million had to come from somewhere, and some of it came from our tax cuts. It's totally understandable. Obviously, we want our children to be safe.
So far, Governor Scott's office has not indicated if he'll sign the package, which totals about $170 million.
Governor Scott has not announced that he is running for the U.S. Senate, but is widely expected to do so, and no other prominent Republicans are currently running against incumbent Democrat Bill Nelson. Scott holds a small lead over Nelson in a potential race that could help determine control of the Senate. The poll of likely voters conducted this month by Clearview Research shows Scott receiving 43.3% of the support, while Nelson gets 41.3%. However, if Scott does run, he may have to resign early as governor. That's because the U.S. Constitution requires Congress to convene on January 3rd. Scott's term as governor does not end until the following week. If he does resign early, it could have ramifications on the makeup of the Florida Supreme Court. Meanwhile, women are predicted to define politics in 2018. The gender gap that's existed for years is closing in. ABC7's Alan Cohn joins us now with a look at what's coming up tonight on ABC7 News at 7.
Jacqueline, since President Trump was elected, we have seen a lot of Republican-held state seats get turned over to Democrats in special elections. It's happened right here in Sarasota, where Margaret Good was elected state representative in District 72. Some political analysts are attributing these victories to the power of women. While the supervisor of elections office in Sarasota County doesn't have gender-specific data related to voting turnout for the District 72 election, the Democratic and Republican parties have their own stats, and some believe that women are the reason Good came out with the victory. Coming up tonight at 7, we're exploring why women are coming out to vote in such large numbers, especially here in Florida.
We've had 3 big elections so far this year. We've got a special election in Sarasota, as you know. We had a big one down in Miami, and then a big mayor's race in St. Petersburg. And the trends you've seen in those 3 elections sort of model the rest of the country, which is you're seeing tremendous turnout among women, particularly married white women, and also real excitement among youth.
Tonight at 7, you'll hear from both the Democratic and Republican parties about what's behind the trend. Also, the story of a woman who switched parties as a statement to women's power. It's all coming up tonight at 7. Back to you.
All right, Alan, thank you so much. We'll see you then. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight. 2 fertility clinics in different states experience a rare refrigerator malfunction, potentially affecting thousands of eggs and embryos. How the 2 could be related when we come back.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Runs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, But do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs As Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs As Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
I'm Alan Cohn. How Republican women vote. They made all the difference in House 72. Will they do so again in the midterms? Why are some voting Democrat?
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Hundreds of families are waiting to hear if their chances of having a family are at risk after 2 medical facilities say eggs and embryos were possibly damaged because of storage malfunctions. ABC's Danya Backus has more on this story.
Devastating news for patients of 2 separate clinics in Ohio.
It's heartbreaking.
The Ash family's dreams of having another child are crushed after learning they are one of at least 700 families impacted by a nitrogen storage tank malfunction at university hospitals in Cleveland.
Just to have this taken away and to be just your hopes and dreams destroyed.
They've now filed a class action lawsuit against University Hospital's fertility clinic after the malfunction left the viability of 2,000 eggs and embryos in question. This woman not sure if her eggs survived.
It's like a spiritual, emotional, physical loss.
In an unfortunate coincidence, the same day the university hospital malfunction occurred, more bad news, this time at a clinic in San Francisco. Pacific Fertility Center telling ABC News liquid nitrogen in one of its tanks dropped to dangerously low levels, compromising eggs and embryos for more than 400 patients.
We're not saying this tissue is lost. Yes, it may be affected, and we have to acknowledge that, but our hopes are that it will be a minimal impact.
The American Society for Reproductive Medicine says it will investigate, and fertility clinics across the country are double and triple checking procedures and equipment to make sure everything is working properly. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Thanks, Jacqueline. We've got some strong winds blowing over the Suncoast. You can see even the ripples on the bay there at Anna Maria from our Anna Maria camera. And it's also getting cooler as we move hour by hour across the Suncoast, but the winds are going to stay with us all night. There's even a surf up on Sarasota Bay. You can see from our Van Wezel cam, 64 degrees the current temperature, but those winds north-northwesterly at 17, gusting at times to 20 to 25 miles per hour tonight. That's our forecast. And those winds of change are bringing in a change in temperature. Look at this, 13 degrees cooler now than it was at 5 o'clock yesterday at Tampa, 15 degrees cooler at Gainesville, and the chill is even reaching South Florida, where Miami is 7 degrees cooler. Across our viewing area, you see Longboat Key, 10 degrees, same at Sarasota and Bradenton, Mayaca City, 11 degrees cooler at Parrish. And it's just going to continue to get cooler as this week goes on, as the first of 2 cool fronts has passed by us. This one didn't bring us a lot of rain, unfortunately, but it did bring some hefty amounts of rain out around the Florida Keys and over water. It was a fish storm for the most part, leaving us with only scant amounts of rain. And this is atmospheric moisture, precipitable water, which is if you measure the moisture in the atmosphere from the surface all the way to edges of outer space and wring it all out, It would be about 1 inch of rain along this area, up to 2 inches down in the yellow areas. And look at that moisture go away over the next 24 hours. It spreads into the Caribbean, and it's not going to come back anytime soon. So we have very dry air in place, low humidities allowing temperatures to drop, and it's going to get cooler too. But compared to what they're going to get in the Northeast, our weather is going to be a cakewalk. We have a developing nor'easter over the Carolinas right now. Look at rain changing to snow over North Carolina and parts of Virginia, and it's moving out over the coast. Even closer look, you can see very intense precipitation. I imagine just southeast of Raleigh-Durham right now, it is just coming down. And this particular nor'easter is going to be different than the last two. It's going to pass within 200 miles of Cape Cod. It's going to have stronger winds than they've seen for the last two, and also heavier snow bands. Very dangerous snow bands will be setting up. So this is something that ABC World News Tonight will be covering, and ABC News will cover it for the next couple of days. Like the morning dew, 42 the temperature at New York City right now, but it's going to get cooler and they're going to get snow. Snowing like crazy at Raleigh-Durham with 32. And here are weather headlines as we get rid of the northern focus of the storm and focus on our local weather, which is going to be pretty nice by comparison. It's going to be windy and chilly tonight, but those winds will subside tomorrow, remaining cooler and dry this week, but next weekend will be Chamber of Commerce weather, I can guarantee. Here's our futurecast showing that developing nor'easter moving up along the coast, leaving us high and dry with just a few scattered showers. There it goes. Offshore, but there's a reinforcing cool front coming in from the north that will pass us Wednesday. And once it gets here, we'll go from the upper 40s for lows tonight to the low 40s on Thursday and Friday. But our low tonight, as I just said, will be 47 degrees on average, 11 degrees cooler than normal. And for tomorrow, a beautiful day. It'll be sunny and brisk and fresh, low humidities. You're going to like the Christmas in the air with a high temperature of 66 degrees. The average high 75, so we finally cooled off to below normal. And here's your 7-day outlook. Get a good look at this one because it's going to stay cool all week long. Tomorrow a fresh day, but temperatures dropping off from the upper 40s tonight and tomorrow night to the low 40s, as I mentioned. Once that cold front coming in from the north gets here. And we slowly warm up as we move to the weekend, and even warmer as we move into the early part of next week. This is another major pattern shift. It's not going to get terribly warm until next week, and even then I think you might like the change. That's your weather story.
All right, thank you, Steve. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. We are hearing reports of a tractor-trailer accident at Fruitville Road and Paramount Drive in Sarasota, so keep that in mind if you usually take that route. You may want to take an alternate tonight. Scott?
Thanks, Jacqueline. Some encouraging news on the job front. The Labor Department's latest jobs report shows that U.S. employers added 313,000 jobs in February, which beat expectations. Construction led the way, adding 61,000 jobs, the most in any month since 2007. Retailers also delivered impressive results, adding more than 50,000 jobs, the biggest increase in about 2 years. Other good performing sectors included manufacturing and financial services. Facebook has signed a deal with Major League Baseball to air 25 weekday afternoon games this season. Tech companies are in a race to acquire sports streaming rights. Verizon recently signed a deal with the NBA to stream 8 basketball games on Yahoo, and Amazon paid $50 million last year to stream NFL games to its Prime members. New ways to watch sports.
Always new ways to watch just about anything these days. Well, stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips, and some of the best are music to your ears, like the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. Or head over to Muscle Shoals and Fame Studios. Are you a star yet?
My mama thinks so.
Or, if that's your stomach I hear grumbling, our barbecue is almost a religious experience. Food good here? Best in the country. Alabama's got 100 road trips.
Which one you gonna take?
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone.
Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it? Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions. Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Please join us in welcoming the two newest additions to the Lincoln lineup, our flagship luxury sedan, the 2018 Lincoln Continental, and the totally redesigned 2018 Lincoln Navigator, featuring 450 horsepower, 10-speed transmission, and many best-in-class features. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment, every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Here's today's Job of the Day. ABC7 is seeking a multimedia journalist who can tell his story on all platforms and meet tight deadlines. Reporting experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/joboftheday to apply.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
In entertainment news, the creators of the Netflix hit show Stranger Things are denying allegations of abuse on set. The Duffer brothers say in a statement that because of the stress on set, sometimes tempers can get frayed, and they apologize, but they also say they treat everyone fairly. Netflix stands by the pair, saying that they looked into the claims and found nothing wrong. The claims came from a crew member who posted online that she saw the Duffers verbally abuse multiple women.
On stage scare for country music star Tim McGraw. The singer collapsed during a performance last night in Ireland. McGraw's wife, singer Faith Hill, went on stage to inform concertgoers what had happened, saying he was dehydrated and wouldn't be able to finish the show. McGraw had performed Friday night in London and then Saturday night in Scotland as part of a 3-day country music festival.
And at last, American Idol is back, this time right here on ABC. Contestants from all over the country were hoping to impress celebrity judges Lionel Richie, Katy Perry, and Luke Bryan in order to get that golden ticket and be on their way to Hollywood. ABC7 spoke with the runner-up of Idol's first season about the new season.
I'm just excited for it to come back because I'm excited to see the new talent. I'm excited to see what American Idol and Disney ABC come up with, and it's just there's still so much undiscovered talent out there, and I have a feeling that this year we're going to find some really special people.
Well, since his Idol days, Justin has been making a name for himself on Broadway. He is also a special ABC News correspondent for this Idol season in Philadelphia. American Idol continues tonight at 8 o'clock right here on ABC, and certainly a great amount of judges right there. You got Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, and Luke Bryan.
A lot of talent right there, yeah. Watch it tonight, and we'll be right back with more news.